Everyone, it's Lisa, and today is Wednesday, hump day, and I thought I would do my favorites, but I did them in a tutorial. So I did this look, which is basically what I've been doing every day. It's just a real basic, neutral look, but I used all of my favorite products, and so if you'd like to see it, just hold on, I'll be right back. And one of my very favorite things has been my Smashbox brush set that they sent me. I have been loving those brushes, and I've been using only these two jars of brushes, and the only ones I have in here that aren't Smashbox is this that I'm getting ready to use. This is another one of my favorites, and it is the IT brush. It's the one that's IT Cosmetics and Ulta, and this is the number 115 Complexion Perfection, and it's the one that is slanted. And not only do I use this for my foundation, I also use it for my primer, and that really helps with the application of the foundation. And then here are the Smashbox eye brushes, which are just fantastic, phenomenal, and the only extra ones I use are my Louise Young brushes, and that is because the crease brush in this is not quite as pointed, and a lot of times when I'm through with my eye, I like to take that dark color or even the same color. When you use it on a smaller pointed brush, makes it a little bit more precise. So those two, and I did this just to see what brushes I would miss and would I add any of my other brushes in there, and that is what I've ended up with. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is one of my favorites has been the YSL All Hours Primer with sunscreen, SPF 18. So what I've been doing is pouring some of this on my hand. You can see it's really liquidy. And then I take my brush and dot it in there and kind of spread it out on my face, but concentrating on the T-zone. And what this does, it's not really like a pore filling primer or anything like that, but if you like the Hourglass primer, you would love this, because it's one of those that just seems to help your makeup stay on. And it works really well with this foundation. I'm sure they made those to work together. And so I kind of rub it all over until I feel like, and I rub it down my neck some because of the sunscreen. And then the next thing I'm going to use is the All Hours Foundation by YSL. And you guys remember when I got this, I had actually gone to the boutique here in town looking for it, and they didn't have it, and I came home and they had sent it to me. Now the color, I've used 3 different colors. The colors that can work for me are BD35, which is like this but lighter, and it's just still a little bit too light for me. I have to warm it up too much. And then the B45, which is neutral, is okay, but what I really like is the BD45, which is bisque, and it's warm. And I just take 1 pump of this, like that, and then I put my brush in it real quick, and I kind of put it right where I need the most coverage, and then I kind of just, I guess it's kind of like stippling. I put some across my eyes, but not a lot, or under my eyes, and 1 pump does my entire face, and then I just start kind of rubbing it in, and as you can see, it's just a perfect color. Kind of just brings my face to life, but it doesn't, I think because I'm only using 1 pump, it doesn't really get cakey at all. I love it. I think I have used it almost every day since I got it, I think. So, and the reason I said I don't want a whole bunch up around my eyes, because I'm going to use concealer. Like that. Okay, and then I've used all of it on my hand. And then the next thing I've been loving is the concealer that came with it. Now they sent me the shades, I believe 3 and 4, and I have been using, yeah, 4 is out here. 4 is a little dark for under my eyes, so, and then 3 is perfect, and to make it even more perfect, and this was sent to me by one of my subscribers in the UK, but it is the Lasting Perfection concealer, and it's one of those that's in like a pinky tone, and it's called Cool Medium too. So if you want to do this, just grab any of your cool colored concealers, and what I usually do is take this out and do one little thing on the back of my hand like that, and then I put just a little bit of this in there. See if you can see how it brightens it up. And this is a good tip anyway, is if you will do your concealer on your hand first, kind of like that, it warms it up and it just makes it go into your makeup so much better. Okay, so then I start just right in there, and because I barely have any, I didn't really put a lot of foundation there anyway, it's not going to be cakey, and this isn't cakey anyway, and it dries really quick. So I do that. And I kind of come on the sides of my nose, and maybe out here some, like that, and it just blends right in, and then right here, and see, I'm getting down to where it's kind of getting dry now, and then up here, just the center of my face, and then maybe a little, just I go until I use it all up. Okay, then this is like the magic brush here, and I use my Laura Mercier Classic Beige in the pressed, and I take this crazy brush from Smashbox, and I love this brush, and then I saw Tati from Glam Life Guru say she loved it too, and I was like, and she described it perfectly. It's like you can't figure out what you like about it. It's just got this crazy shape, but there is something about it, it just blends everything in for you. So I've been just taking it in this and kind of going all around the perimeter of my face after I use that foundation. So I'm really kind of using that foundation as just a base. And because it dries, you know, so pretty and so nicely, not tacky or anything, this goes on it without having to powder. I mean, I know this is powder, but I don't have to do like a setting powder. And so I get the advantage of the glowy Laura Mercier also. So I put the bulk of the powder, you know, kind of as bronzer contour, and then around my face, and then when I am kind of knowing that most of the powder is off the brush, that is when I go, you know, just like across the whole face, and that kind of sets it. Okay, and that is the Laura Mercier. Then another one of my favorites has been this Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. I love it. I mean, this has been what I've been doing every day for the past, I don't know, probably since I got that foundation. I've been loving it, and you can see how much I've loved this. I've actually worn the name off of it, and that's a lot for me with all the products that I have. So I go in with the same brush. I go in with the bronzer, and just kind of contour with this big brush, and then I do the same thing up here, and the same thing right along my jawline and down my neck, like that. And then I take this same brush, because I've gotten most of the product off of it. This is a really easy, I mean, I can do this look in, I mean, no time flat. It's so easy. Then I take the highlighter part, and what I love about this highlighter is it's not crazy highlight, it's good highlight. And I just run it on the tops of my cheeks, like that. And that just gives a good, you know, highlighted and sculpted type look. Now you could stop there, but I'm a little excessive when it comes to this stuff. I like this. I've kind of rediscovered this. I bought it when it first came out, and then they sent it to me in a kit again, and I have loved it. You can see how much I've used. And then I take this other brush. Let's see, that other one, I'll put everything down below, but this first one was the sheer powder. That explains it well. Okay, so this one is the buildable cheek, and it's got a funky shape too. And so what I've been doing is first going into this actual contour shade and just getting that little bit back there, just that little shadow for contour. And then you can wipe it off if you want to, but it really just comes right off. That's another good sign to me of a good brush, when you can keep on using it because the product comes off like it should. Okay, then I go into the highlight, and this is like a matte highlight. And so I usually do my jawbone. Now you might not want to do that, but what I'm doing is trying to widen my face a little bit. So if I put a little bit of, and plus it cleans up right under that, you know, contour. So I like to put some right here. And then a lot of times I'll take it and just go down the center of my face like that. Okay, and then the bronzer color in the middle, I'll take this and put a little bit and actually do it right on my cheekbone, just like it was blush. And that adds a little bit of warmth. And I have not been wearing blush. I think because I've got so much going on with this, I've just enjoyed just that more sculpted look and no blush lately. Now, you know, I really love blush, but I've just haven't missed it. So, and then another thing I've been loving is this. I don't even know if they sell this anymore, but it's the Ambient lighting palette. And it has those ambient highlighters. And what I've been doing is taking, okay, I'm done with this brush. I like this one. I love an angled brush anyway. And this one, let's see exactly what it's called. Angled brush. But see how it's a thick angled brush. I love it. So I've been taking just a little bit. Sometimes I take it and I might put it up under here, like for a video or something, if I want just a little extra light underneath there. And then I've been taking this and just running it across my eyelids. I think I saw this on some tutorial. They were using this. It might have been I can't remember. I watched so many tutorials that some that I haven't even subscribed to. But so I'm going to use that there. And then if you wanted to, you could put some more on there. But this is just a good little highlighting palette. Each one is like a bronzy tone, which I guess is radiant light. Incandescent light is, I believe, one of them is more of a yellowy, and then one of them is more just a regular, pretty neutral highlight. But I really like those. Okay, I'm gonna go over my eyelids. Okay, and then another thing that I have gotten, I don't even think I showed this to you because I've been using this product for a long time, but never this color. And the reason I didn't get, the color is taupe, and it's in the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo. I've always used the medium brown, and I was always scared to get the taupe because it seems like when I get taupey products, they're always too green, like too khaki color, and I don't like them. But the girl that does my waxing said this is what she would use for me. I think she was just cleaning up my brows one day, and I was telling her how I wanted defined brows, but I didn't want them to like stand out. I wanted them to just be just like I had naturally pretty brows. And this is what she said she would use for me. And so I tried it and I love it. And I've been using this brush, which is the angled brow brush from Smashbox. And let me put my magnifying mirror on, okay? And I've been just going into this lighter side and just kind of filling in right there and then flicking it up. And what I love about this brush is it's kind of thick. So it works. It's very, very similar to my Louise brush that I've loved forever, and that's why I love it, because it's thick like that. So you can put the product on, and then I kind of pull it out, and then sometimes I take that darker color and kind of just do the tail of my brow and extend it out some. So it's not like, it's not a real precise brow. So, and then let's do this with the other side. Like yesterday, I went out and forgot to even do my brows. I'm not really a big brow person, even though I do think they make a big difference. I don't think mine are the kind of brows that make or break anything. So, and I'm gonna wipe that off. And then there is a spoolie. I could have sworn if there's not a spoolie, if there isn't a spoolie in here, yeah, there is. I think it's got like a, yeah. It has like a mascara brush on the end. I don't use this, but here is the spoolie. And then I kind of just flick it through like that and straighten them out. And then use just my clear brow gel, because I don't want to really make them any darker. But I want them to stay in place. I want to try that that little wax pencil. See if maybe, I don't know. I kind of like this. Okay, so those all are my favorites, things I've been using like every day. Okay, and I just went and put my stuff up, and my face is looking just a little bit powdery. So this has been my go-to spray lately, and the reason I like it, if I'm going to take the time to like put my hair dryer on my face or stand in front of the heater, then I still will use the Fix Plus. But if I'm in a hurry and I just want to knock out a little bit of the powderiness and kind of block everything or mesh everything together, I like this Glam Glow, because it has a really fine mist. It smells so good. It smells just kind of, it smells like a fruity perfume kind of. It's just good. And so I just spray that on, and it's so fine. You can kind of just do like this, and it is enough. So I really enjoyed that. It's called the Glow Setter Makeup Setting Spray. Okay, so we're through with that, and then let's do the lips. Now the lips, that's something that varies with me every day according to my latest favorite thing, but this is something new. I've told you about it. It's not that new, but I thought I'd use something besides Lancome Ideal. And Lancome Ideal, Estee Lauder Rose, and Laura Mercier Plumberry. Those would be my go-to. And maybe if I want that pinky nude color, Burberry Nude, or Estee Lauder Nude, one of those. But typically I use one of these colors if I'm going to use a lip liner at all. And this is the Lancome, one of those matte, it's called Matte's It. And it's number 110. So, and you can see I barely had to touch it with this. These are, I had a little bit of the Estee Lauder, that, you know, that lip conditioner that I like, I've always liked so much. I'm finishing up one. It's the one that is, it's in the skincare line. Anyway, I'll put it down below. But that's the one I had on. And then I'm going to use this YSL Rouge Volupte Shine in number 61. And I think this might be the one that comes in that kit. I'm not sure, but I'll look and put it below. And it just gives a real full kind of nude, but kind of natural lip. And I can see my face is shining. In real life, I would not worry about that. But what I'm gonna go do, when I'm filming, I do this. I take a little bit of the, I'll go get it, hold on. Okay, what I do is I have this in another drawer just for this purpose. I take this Tarte loose powder with this brush, it's the Charlotte Tilbury, and I just get some in my brush, knock it off, and I just kind of do like this, right where I'm shiny. like that. You can see, and that still leaves a bit of a glow, but it knocks off that, you know, shine. Okay, now for eyes. These palettes, I have loved them. I think I have used these palettes every day since I got them. And my favorite one seems to be this one, which is the Cashmere. You can see how much I've used it. It's a little dusty, but it's worth it. And what I like about this, there is something about this color right here that is different than your typical. It's not cool and it's not warm. It's almost got like a mustard undertone, and I like it a lot. And I really like this for a highlight, inner corner highlight, and then I love that bone color. So I've already put the, you know, hourglass on my lids, and that's the only base. And then I take this brush from Smashbox, which is just their shadow blending brush, and I dip the end in that brown, that middle color, and then I usually shake it off, and then I go right in the crease. And you can see these things are pigmented as crazy. Crazy pigmented. I guess I shouldn't say pigmented as hell. And so get some more on there and shake it off. And then I'm going right in my crease. And then kind of going in the crease and then blending up and out. Like that. Okay, and then I put it in there again and kind of come down across the outer part of my lid. Like that. And you got to remember, my eyes are so, I don't know if you can see, but my eyes are rounded like that. So I'm like just flicking it on that outer, you know, round part of my lids like that. And Chanel, she's fascinated going behind things. She just went behind that mirror. I'm scared she's gonna knock it over. Okay, and then I take the top frosty color right here, which I was told that you can take these out. Melissa, my subscriber that recommended this, told me you can take these out and put them in your Z palette. But I kind of like them. I like having this little palette. I like it in here. So I'm taking the same brush and putting it in that kind of frosty color. And let me get to my magnifying side here. And I'm going right in that deepest part of my eye and kind of around and up that inner portion of my eye and over to the center like that, and then maybe still, and then maybe down like that. So it's going on this side of my rounded eyeball. Okay, like that. Okay, then another brush I've been loving is this one, and it's called the Full Coverage Shadow Brush, and it's just a cool little square. All these brushes are just shaped a little different than the norm, and it's just a perfect brush for doing this. I'm gonna put it in that same color, this middle brown color, but because it's dense, it does something different, and I'm gonna kind of just stamp it right here and make that outer section. You can kind of just put it in there. And it just depends on how much. Some days I do that outer side even darker, but not much. I usually do it like that. And then sometimes I take this shimmery mid-tone and whatever brush, I'm just gonna use this one right now, and then put that like right in the center. Like that. Okay, and then I think I'm going to take one of my Louise Young brushes, the skinniest one, which I believe is the LYB. Yeah, mine don't have the, yeah, I think it's a LY34B or something. It's this one. And I'm going to go into that dark, or that mid-tone, and just go in that crease, just like that. And kind of bring it out. Okay, and then the last thing I'm gonna do, this brush right here is awesome. It's the best, like all over shader brush. Let's see what it's called. All Over Shadow. But it's a good, I love the shape of it, and it's just so big and flat, but I'm gonna take it just in that cream colored and kind of clean up. I don't want it to go up too far. Clean up those edges. Like that. Okay, I really can't see. I'm looking in this thing, but I really can't see because I've just got one contact in, so I can't see that little picture that good. Okay, so now, let me clean this brush off. The next brush I'm gonna use, I love, and I already had this brush and already used it, and I've already told you about it before. I've got it in I think it came with my Rainforest of the Sea kit, but it's the bent liner brush from Smashbox. I've always thought this is one of the best bent liner brushes, and I have fallen back in love with the original. This is the first MAC liner I ever bought, and it is the Blitz and Glitz, and it's perfect because it is black, but it's off black, and it's got little sparkles in it, but you don't see the sparkles. It just keeps it from being so black. And so I'm going to try my best here at doing my liner. And so what I do, you can see, is I get some on my brush, and then I kind of put my brush in the lid and make sure I don't have any big, you know, just kind of smooth it out. So I'm putting my brush in it like this, and then I kind of smooth it out, make sure all the bristles are going in the same direction. And then I start kind of midway like that, and go down and make sure I've gotten all those into all those lashes. See if I can get any scary closer. And then this is what it's good for. It goes in the center real easy. And so I'm going real tight up like that into the lashes. Okay, and then I already have kind of like a template there with my eyeshadow. So sometimes I like to come up and flick out, and then sometimes I like to come back in. Usually on this side I go up. Well, it's not, it just depends. With liquid liner I go up, but it's not as easy with gel liner. And so I do that. I kind of bring it across my eye, and then I fill it in and just meet up right there so that I've really only got that thick part halfway across my eye. Okay, and I'm not gonna mess with it until I've learned this. Not messing with that one until I do that one. And then I tweak them. If I try to tweak this one and then they end up being too big. So, okay, I'm gonna go back into my liner, and then this eye, I usually do a little different. I usually start out here, and I'm gonna have to probably not talk for a minute. Okay. Okay. So what I do is decide which liner I like best, and then try to make the other one like it. So I usually like more of a straight across. Like that. So I'm going to do that over here. I'm going to just fill that in and make it straight across. And then I've already got a handy dandy Q-tip thing here to kind of keep it sharp on the ends. And to be honest, I'm at a totally different angle than I normally am because I usually stand up and then look, you know, get real close to my flat mirror. Okay, so then there, you have them both sharp, and what I try to look at is to make sure that they're coming in and ending at the same point. Okay, this mascara is, I mean, I can't, it's like now I go back and I use my Chanel or that Monsieur Big. They don't compare to this when it comes to putting a lot on your lashes. Now, you may not, it might put too much on your lashes. I have never once had to pump this. I can't even imagine how much would be on there. So I pull it out, and if I wasn't gonna wear false lashes, I would put on the CoverGirl Lash Blast in the green tube. I can't remember now. I can't remember which one it is, but the one I use for a primer. But since I know I'm gonna put lashes on, I just go in with this. And I've been using my new lash, and my lashes are pretty good. Like, I think yesterday I didn't use lashes. So, I'll let you see how good it is. And it's quick. Now, and I don't curl my lashes, but if you were to curl your lashes, you might get an even better result. But it's harder to put on false lashes if you curl them. See, I really don't need false lashes. But I wanted to show you, I mean, you've seen my favorites, but I wanted to make this a full-on favorites video. And I have not even put my wand back in the mascara. I've got that back door open. I know that's probably loud, and I need to shut it because of my allergies. All of us have been allergies big time. And let me go shut it real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna put on just a little bit more. The wildlife out there had gotten loud. Okay. And I let that dry too much. It would be better if I didn't. Is it focusing? Yeah, there it goes. Just good mascara. I mean, and it's not as fragrant as a lot of the Dior mascaras are. Okay, my favorite lashes, all in all, are the Red Cherry lashes in Stevie, but they're the Red Cherry 43s. And they come in this new packaging, and here they are. And I have to cut right much off of them, but they come right off of the tray real easy. And I already know that I cut from the outside, and I already know I cut about 2 big bunches to the 3rd bunch off, because these are just my favorite lashes, so I know. And actually what I do is give those to Brooke, and she uses those on the ends of her eyes. And these lashes just are the best. They come right off, it's real easy. And if you're a lash connoisseur, you know that that's valuable. I hate the ones that won't come off and rip and everything. And then I cut those last 2 off like that and save it for Brooke. And then these are just curved. That is half the battle. These might not work for you, but these are curved perfectly to fit on my eye. And so what I do is take the Duo Dark. I don't put it directly on the lash. I put it on my paper towel here. And then I usually grab some Q-tip that I've used for something and just do like this. And then put a thin layer on it like that. Okay, so I'm taking my tweezers, and then I just take these and just drop them right at the lash line. And these have a really thin band, so they usually go right into my lash line. But like I said, I'm not used to doing them at this angle. And you'll usually feel it, like go right in. Like that. And then I usually just push it, and I feel it up against my lashes. See, it just makes a difference. It does. There's just lashes lashes and lip liner and contour. Okay, so there is the look, and you could put a little bit of mascara on the bottom, and or you could leave it either way, or put some more shadow on the bottom. Most of the time I leave it. Sometimes in videos I put a little bit there just to balance it out a little bit more, but this is basically it. And I'm going to go put my shoes on and do a quick outfit of the day. I've got on a new dress that I wanted to show you before it sells out online, so I'll be right back. So here is the dress I wanted to show you. I love a good red dress. It does not have pockets, but I found it at H&M this past weekend, and it's only $39, and I think it's just a really pretty dress. But here is the deal, and I read about this online. These are Swedish sizes, and they don't convert them over very well. Our girl's coming over here. And so I read that anything that zips in the back like this, you need to go up 2 sizes, because I got a 6 and I could not even zip it, especially if you have a bigger chest. So I went up to a 10 and it fits perfectly. So keep that kind of as a rule of thumb. Anything that zips in H&M, you might want to go up 2 sizes. Otherwise, I wear a medium, so if that tells you anything. And then the first pair of shoes that I'm going to wear are I'll wear these for the day, are the Valentino flip-flops that my friend Denise sent me. I have loved these, and they're perfect for a dress during the day, you know. And, but another pair of shoes I would love with it, and I'll put them on real quick. Okay, so now I've got it on with my Valentino rock studs in the nude, and I just think these shoes just make everything better. And any of these Valentino shoes, I just do not think you'll regret them. They're just so pretty. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed my favorites. I will list them down below. I'll list everything in order that I used it, and I will see you real soon. Bye-bye.